What's going on, all you movie lover badasses out there? Phat Samurai Guys here, and today's Talkin' Movies. We're talking movies today, and I'm going to talk about Spawn. That's right, the very new reboot/remake, I guess in a way, of the 1997 very fun and very underrated Spawn superhero movie starring the very awesome, underrated himself, Michael Jai White, and John Leguizamo as Clown, and Michael Jai White played Al Simmons. That gets turned into Spawn later. So I grew up with that movie. I admit it's cheesy. I admit it's flawed. I admit there's a lot of bad stuff in it. A lot of people didn't like the Clown character. I didn't mind the Clown character because that's kind of how he acted in the comic book. So I didn't really mind that. But for its time, 1997, guys, okay? 1997. You know, the action was pretty cool, man. The action scenes were pretty good. The CGI, not all of the CGI aged well. Some of it's pretty painful when you watch it now, but for its modest budget, for back then in 1997, they pulled off some cool shit, like him just standing on the top, sitting by the cross in the middle of the night, in the rain coming down, and his whole cape is surrounding the building or flapping. It's like the cape has a mind of its own, and it was pretty cool, man. I mean, this was before Blade, you guys. This was before The Matrix. Okay, this was before Star Wars Episode 1. Okay, if you want to discuss, new and brand new, breathtaking CGI for its time. I mean, this was way before all that stuff. So for its modest budget and for its time, some of the CGI I thought was done very well. I mean, we had some cool scenes where he got Spawn riding a motorcycle, and then he would transform into this like armored vehicle that would crash into the villain. And I mean, they got creative for what they had. They did the best that they could for what they had. So it's a guilty pleasure. I do still enjoy it till this day. But yeah, Spawn's such a cool, badass character. I was always a fan of the comic book in the 90s. But I've always wanted to see a new version of Spawn. An R-rated, brutal, fucking badass version of Spawn. And can you imagine today's technology? Can you imagine how awesome Spawn would look today? I mean, it would be mind-blowing, you know what I mean? So, I mean, look how good Ghost Rider looked in Ghost Rider Spirit of Vengeance. Yeah, that movie sucked. That movie had its moments. There were some moments that were decent, but overall, it was kind of disappointing. But look at the visuals. Look at the visuals for Ghost Rider Spirit of Vengeance. It's pretty good. It's pretty good for at least Ghost Rider himself. So, I can't even imagine or fathom the special effects for the new Spawn. But here's what I'm hearing, okay? I'm hearing that Todd McFarlane wants to make this new version of Spawn more of a horror-centric film, and he not necessarily a superhero movie anymore. And I'm sure a lot of you fans out there, like myself, are probably kind of pissed off. I met some people that were pissed off about that, and some people that were kind of like me, like, I don't really know. I don't know. I have to see a teaser. I have to see a trailer. But it's more of a horror-centric, not necessarily superhero movie. It's gonna be gory as hell and violent, so I'm all cool with that. That's awesome. And it's going to focus on the character of Twitch, I believe, the police officer. I remember he had a partner, Sam and Twitch. And I did hear that Sam and Twitch are actually getting their own series over there in the BBC. And Kevin Smith is attached to that project. So that might be kind of cool. But, I don't know. I mean, I can kind of see it working if it's done very well. I could kind of see it working. You got Twitch. We're kind of Twitch. We're kind of the audience in Twitch's eyes. So we see what Twitch sees, and he's probably like going on all these investigations and murders and finding out all these villains and bad guys are getting dismembered and getting fucked up. And all of a sudden he runs into Spawn, and in shenanigans and crazy shit happens. But my workout partner just showed up. I'm filming, man. I'm filming, damn it. Just give me a couple seconds. So it could work out because not every Spawn comic book and storyline he was fighting, superhero bad guys and having these really big, huge, climactic superhero beatdown action sequences in every single issue of Spawn. There was a story to be told, and things built up. So when he actually did fight the villains and stuff like that, it was cool. So I'm trying to be positive with this. I'm trying to be positive. Can this work? We'll have to wait and find out. It's possible. But I still think at some point, for the fans' sake, I think Spawn needs to be revealed, maybe in the climax of the film. He needs to be fully revealed at some point, and he needs to fight some kind of entity, some kind of villain, and just to please the fans, have some kind of throwdown, a climactic fight. And then that way we have our awesome character development, we have our gore and violence and story building, and builds to the finale where and then right there, we can all come together. If you know what I mean. At the very end, we can have our climax. So I don't hate the idea, but I'm not necessarily loving it. So let me know in the comments below what you guys think of the very new Spawn movie that's going to be coming out. Fingers crossed. That's all we could, I'm glad that he's trying to keep it violent and adult oriented. Actually, if you guys want the closest thing to that, I highly recommend the Spawn animated series for HBO. I highly recommend that you guys watch that. That was very well done. That was actually better than the live-action movie in terms of tone and being just like the comic book. So, all right, I'm being signaled. I know, we must lift. So, yeah. So let me know in the comments below what you guys think. This is a horrible idea. You're trying to be positive like me, or you just don't give shit. Let me know in the comments below. I'd like to thank all you guys for watching. You guys rock. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.